Hello. So it has been a whole year. I know, this is pretty ridiculous. I said that I was challenging myself. It was a 365-day challenge, which actually did happen, and lots of great, wonderful things did happen over the year. But I just was not that great at recording it. So I have an entire year to update you folks on. In the last video, the challenge was to manifest my best life, and there were a few things that I was doing. I was taking some classes, some spirit work, doing a lot of spirit work. I also had a lot of time then. And one of the major focuses of last year for me was getting into action. There were a lot of things that I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to make $100,000 in the year. We did accomplish that with the business. Unfortunately, the business did take a big spill, and I needed to go back to the job market, but I managed to lock down a 9-to-5 with a $100,000 annual salary. So that was amazing. Just the possibility of that, I should say, because, you know, it is commission based. So although we get a salary, we get commission on top of that. I'm sorry, I'm trying to find a good spot for the sun. So what else? Actually, you know what is so interesting about that job? Let me just retract that for a second. And just talk a little bit about my manifesting skills, because just even finding that job, I just have to say that I did not find that job. It literally fell in my lap. Because of all the things that were transpiring. I am a veteran also, so I needed some help because of what was taking place in the business, and I joined this VA work program, and I was only applying for jobs like administrative jobs and managerial jobs, you know, where I could utilize my skills, and also I was trying to get as close to $100,000 salary as possible. And I had no intentions on going into this field. I am now a mortgage loan officer. And so it was, you know, not my intention. And my VA counselor, he applied for the job for me. He was like, I totally think you should do it, and, you know, just try it out. So I said, okay. I got an interview that same week. Not even thinking, I'm like, who knows if they're even going to call me back. I got a phone interview literally 2 days after I spoke to him about it. They called me. Got the phone interview. He lined me up with an in-face interview. Then I had to do a second interview that same week. Within 2 weeks, I had the job. A job that I did not even apply for. So that was amazing and exciting. What else? I was trying to manifest land. As you can see, there's all this land here. Let me see. Wow. I just want to show you guys. That was the only way I could show you. I didn't know how to turn my camera around. So anyway, so I am now at this park. It's about 150 acres. There is a river here. This river actually, can you see that river? Okay. That river runs into a lake that runs through another river onto this land that we are actually in negotiations right now, trying to get that house. It sits on an acre of land. It is a fixer-upper. It needs some work. And the land that I was in, if you caught the last video, that was a lot of land that it turns out when we did the research, it was like millions of dollars. We could never afford it. But I did say I wanted to manifest something like it or better. And so why this land is better is because it's only an acre of land around the house, but it sits in front of this park, which is 150 acres, and there's a lake. There's the river also runs through the land that we would be having. And what was I saying? I'm sorry. I'm back. So the river runs through this, the river that runs through this park also runs through our land. So and there's a lot of space for the kids. The yard is huge, you know. There's a lot of work that needs to be done to it, but it's also exciting, you know, that even with the work that has to be done, the bones and the structure are there. And also just again, thinking back in hindsight, because I looked at the video before I started taping for this one, and I'm like, wow, you know, I was really on the money in terms of all the things that I wanted to manifest last year. I think the only thing that was at a loss, again, you know, we took a big loss with the business, although the business is at a comeback. So we have a new warehouse now, and we're back in business, and it's slow moving, but at least the business is moving. Because at that point earlier into last year, like literally right after I did that video, we had lost so much, and it was just so much heartache behind it. And so to see us at least back, you know, and moving with the business is wonderful. I think another thing though about being in action, and that now I have so much going on that I don't have as much time for my spirit work. So, you know, I used to spend hours a day, and that's one thing being an entrepreneur, and I recommend it to anybody. You know, you really get to make your own hours. Oh, yay, baby. The baby she's found stuff. She's finding stuff. And this is why we want to manifest this, so that the baby and our other little girl, Chrissy, can, you know, enjoy this life, right? So anyway, as I was saying, in terms of entrepreneurship, I just really had the opportunity to make my own hours, you know, and I would wake up at 5, I'd meditate, I'd watch the sunrise, I'd do my yoga, I'd go hiking, you know, and then I'd go to the office. I wouldn't even get to the office till like 11. You know, most people are like setting out for lunch, and I'm just starting my day. And I'd, you know, put in a couple of hours. I'd stay till probably about 7 and then get home, you know. And some days not. You know, I only worked about 3 days a week with the schedule that I had as an entrepreneur. And so now still an entrepreneur, but obviously I cannot dedicate as much hours as before, especially now that I'm 9 to 5. So that takes up so much time that I literally had about 5 hours a day for spirit work, between my meditation and my yoga and my hiking and all this other stuff, that the classes that I was taking. Which is another thing that I'll probably be back on another video. And the next time, I promise, it won't be 365 days later. This year, my commitment is to balance. Because last year, I did commit to getting into action, which I did. And now I have so much things going on. And I have so many commitments now. I'm also on the Dyke March committee. I'm also on another committee, and I have a weekend job. So, you know, all of these things that, no, sweetheart, don't step in that. Don't step in that. Come, let's go back this way. Sorry. Focus on baby here before she walks directly into the river. yeah, so on the weekends I'm at Grassroots Community Foundation. We have a girls program called Leaves for middle school girls. And it's right up my alley, still doing the same things that I love to do. I work on women's work, and this is, you know, just work with girls. Are you okay, sweetheart? You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. Multitasking here, making sure that baby makes it out safe. So where was I? Yes. So this year, because there's so much going on, I'm gonna focus on balance and getting back to doing some more spirit work, because I do say my prayers every morning. I sit at my altar every morning, but I literally feel rushed at the altar. You know, where before I used to have my time and I used to, you know, meditate, watch the sun come up. You know, there was like a whole ritual around it, you know. So what I am planning to do is adding a little more spirit work and getting a little more balance and a little more focus. So that's the goal for the next 365 days. And I'm definitely not going to challenge myself to do these videos regularly like I did the last time, although, you know, I am going to be way more consistent, and I do promise that it will be, you know, it won't be 2018 before you hear from me again. But I do want to do some stuff. Definitely you'll see some of these check-ins again. And one day, I don't have the time for it. You know, my intention for this space was to be a lifestyle channel, and I do still have the plans for that. I just don't have the time for it. So you're probably just gonna be looking at me for a little while, you know, doing some vlogs. I'm gonna be checking in and saying, hey, this is what's going on with life, or, you know, having like little conversations. Maybe there'll be a subject that I am going to talk about. So that I am going to commit to. And, you know, when I work out more time in my schedule, I will definitely come back and commit to the channel to do all of the different categories that I had wanted to do. Okay, so this is just a quick little check-in. Well, maybe not that quick. It was 12 minutes. But it'll probably be quicker next time. So I'm gonna say bye. Say bye, Mommy.
Bye, Mommy.
Okay, bye.